All right, so in this video, I want to talk about slope and in particular how it is described as rise and run or rise over run. All right, so let's think about this. So I did a video talking about how to find the slope of from a line with 2 points, given 2 points, and that the here's one of the points from that line is 7, 5, and then the slope ended up being 1. I just wanted to use these for this example, this video here. So let's first plot 7, 5. This is a point on this line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That first number, X is 7, and then we go up to 5 for the Y-axis. There's a point on the line. Okay. All right. Now, the slope is what's known as the rise and run or the rise over run. Let me write that. Rise over run of a line. In other words, what that's saying is, and I write that as, so M equals rise like a fraction over run. So what that is saying is the top number for a slope that's written in a fraction form is going to be how much you go up or down on the y-axis. And then the bottom number of a slope that's in fraction form is how much you're going over left or right on the x-axis. Basically, it's telling you I rise or fall on the y-axis for every amount I go over on the x-axis. Okay, so with a slope of 1, for example, so this isn't a fraction, obviously. A slope of 1 is not a fraction. However, remember that you can write this as the following fraction, 1 over 1, because anytime you have a whole number, that whole number can also be written as itself over 1, because anything divided by 1 is just itself. Okay, so that means this is the rise over run of this particular line. For every 1 you go up, you go over 1. Okay, so what that means is, so if I go up 1, then I go over 1. There's the next point. If I go up 1, then I go over 1. There's the next point. And so on and so forth. Okay. And so that is actually a way to plot additional points on the line, recognizing that the slope is the rise of a run. Okay. Um, and you can actually also go in the opposite direction too. But if you go in the opposite direction to try to find other points going in the negative x direction, then you just need to essentially negate you. So this is the rise of a run, but if I'm wanting to go back in this direction, I would just say if I go negative, if I go in the negative, if I'm going in a negative x direction, I'm going to go in a negative y direction too. So if I go down 1, I'm going to go over. Okay, if I go down 1, I'm going to go over. If I go down, over. So it's like the opposite rise over run. So if I'm running in the negative, I'm going down in the negative. All right. And so then we would plot that here. So that's what we mean by slope is rise over run. Now, let me give a little bit more. Let me give another example. Say that we had a different line, a point on this particular different line is 7, 5, but this time the slope is 2/3. Okay. So that means for every 2 we go up, we go over 3. Okay. So let's plot our point again. 7, 5. So that was about right here. So our rise for every 2 that we rise up, that's going to be 1, 2. Then we go over 1, 2, 3. You see? And then we would, let's see, 11, 12, 13. So if I go up, let me see, 2 more, then I go over 1, 2, 3. You see, that's that 2 over 3 slope there, okay? If I want to go in the negative x direction, just remember I would go -3 this way, then I would go -2 down and to plot more points, okay? So that is what is meant by rise over run. The top number is going to be your rise. Your bottom number is going to be your run. When you have 1 point on the line, you can use that rise over run to kind of help you to plot more points on the line, okay? Hopefully this helps. If you need more clarification, you can comment. But yeah, fun stuff.